one of the things that we love to do is to talk about the pieces in the context of the concert. So almost every time, I think, when we have a piece, some member of the ensemble will come and give an introduction and talk a little bit about the composer or about when this piece was written or why it was written if it's an unusual combination of instruments. So we like to kind of open up that conversation, and then we continue that at intermission and especially post-concert, where we will go out and talk to our patrons, and we love hearing from audience members the pieces they've enjoyed and pieces they would like to hear. And we have heard from a lot of people that they just enjoy the chance to talk to the musicians directly. That's what teaching is for, is passing on what you discover in standard repertoire and in more unusual repertoire to the next generation. It's teaching people what you have come across and what you've learned from listening to others and from performing yourself, and recording as well. There are times with, especially with unique pieces or with unusual, not often heard pieces, that's when recording becomes important, and it can be a goal for us or for a lot of different groups to record something, to kind of leave your mark on this and leave a record, a literal record of what you've done.
And even the other night when we read this Paravol for the first time, we got through the whole first movement of it, and I think for all of us, because we weren't quite sure about the piece, we may have been a little uneasy about, well, what's this going to be like? But actually it was not a problem. Looking forward to working on it again and trying to bring out even more nuances to it.
Well, and I think that's the best aspect of rehearsing, when you've got the large ideas basically together and everyone's on the same page, then you can start having fun with the details. And that's what was already happening right away after we read through the movement.
Right.
Then people are suggesting, well, what if we finesse this phrase, or what if we do that, or what about taking time here? And then you can start to experiment with it and put your thumbprint as a group on the piece. I think choosing interpretation or choosing gestures sometimes comes from playing other similar repertoire, but very often it's someone has a bright idea in the moment, that a phrase goes a certain way and someone says, you know, what if we did a little more forward movement through this? And it may be something as practical as a breathing issue. It may be something that is a technical thing that can be solved by taking more time or changing your articulation. And it can come out of kind of a pragmatic place and turn into an artistic solution.
Really, Selma, maybe we should be a little bit louder with what you're doing, just so you can hear the chords that are going on. Yeah, can we just try it and just listen for what we're doing compared to what she's doing?
No, I kind of like it being a little bit more relaxed at the beginning, but I don't mind if that tempo just does what it wants to do.
Every time we have we push it, and then you kind of answer, and we insist again, and then finally the last time goes over.
Sure. Sometimes someone suggests an idea, and what if we have a rallentando in a particular spot, or what if we do something and someone else will say, oh yeah, absolutely, that would feel better for me. Decision made. And then it's just experimenting. You try it once or twice, and eventually you'll hit on some kind of a phrasing idea or a movement idea that feels good for everyone, and decision made, and move on.
And I think that as people get used to playing with each other, especially in chamber music more and more, you develop an ESP, almost a way of communicating with each other non-verbally. And so you just know that a person is going to play a phrase a certain way, or if they're going to do something different, you can kind of tell that they're going to do that, and you can end up going with them and having that flexibility.